Whatever. Yeah, we just got hit by a tornado in the city of St. Louis. It is horrible out here. Oh, the neighbors upstairs, they ain't came out yet. Yes, they are. They van is right there. The one 911 isn't working. It's at our house. It's a gas. That's everything you hear is that gas coming on the side of our house. Is that fire alarms going on?
Hey man, it's a tornado, man. We're in a tornado. Oh!
Tonight, a new round of explosive storms with Missouri in the bullseye. Hail pummeling the area around St. Louis. And late today, at least one suspected tornado tearing through the heart of the city, wrecking homes, damaging a church, and downing trees. Rescue crews trying to save a man trapped in the basement of a collapsed building. Staff huddling in the basement of City Hall. Elsewhere, the twister leaving utter devastation.
Everything started falling. The roof just fell in, the lights, the ceiling, all that stuff just fell down.
This tap room in St. Louis torn to pieces. People inside telling our St. Louis affiliate KSDK they barely escaped with their lives. This man says someone at the last minute told him to move out of harm's way.
Yeah, if he wouldn't have told us to move, we would still been sitting there. We'd have been probably dead.
Meanwhile, this apparent tornado crossing a highway in Kentucky and flash flooding sweeping across the Northeast. With wild weather wreaking havoc at airports across the country, temporarily delaying or grounding flights in New York, D.C., even Minneapolis. All of it adding to a chaotic week. Overnight in Michigan, sparks flying along power lines as violent storms knocked out power for hundreds of thousands.
Oh my God.
Yesterday's tornado outbreak spawning at least 11 reported twisters across the Midwest. Homes and buildings today left torn to shreds.
It's just a mess. I don't know what I'm going to do.
At this farm near Milwaukee,
We got one.
dozens helping to move this herd of cows away from the damage as cleanup gets underway and more storms fire up tonight.
Thanks for watching.
Shalom, shalom. First off, I give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, Yahweh being true name, Heavenly Father, Yahushai being named His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls God, and Jesus Christ. I want to give double honors to our apostles, double honors to our elders, a great millstone, that taught us truth of the will, Salutations to you, hopefully like pushing this truth and honesty and sincerity. This is Billy Osop. Continue to listen to Spirit Power Yahweh Shem Yahshai and get another update in times and events. As you can see, St. Louis was just hit today by a tornado, and the damage looks pretty bad. We can expect some more reports and probably see a lot more devastation. So far, they're saying 4 people got killed in it. That number's probably going to go up, tremendously. I just spoke to my grandparents. They actually live in St. Louis, so prayers to the Makims, and, make sure they safe as well. They just got hit with a tornado like last month, and here's another one. It's basically hitting really heavy populated areas. And this is the judgment of the Heavenly Father, because we're seeing the plagues of Egypt return. And destroying storms and whirlwinds is one of the judgments of the Lord, that he executes upon the wicked. And normally, we see tornadoes, they're usually more common to happen in predominantly, quote-unquote, white neighborhoods. But as you can see, this one, this basically hit the inner city in the hoods, man. It hit Jake's neighborhood. So the Lord is just about to start coming on wicked Jake, man. These niggas that aren't right within the spirit, and that forsake the Heavenly Father and continue to live their lives and, and boast in evil and wickedness. He's coming for the Lord's people, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Now he's starting to touch you with these devastating, quote-unquote natural disasters, man. These are disasters sent from the Heavenly Father. And Jake, the Lord ain't playing with you, man. Because like I said, it's been years since I've seen videos come out, of a predominantly black neighborhood getting smoked by a tornado, man. So, hey, we brothers been talking about this amongst ourselves. Judgment is going to begin to happen to the 2/3, as well as Esau, Edom. The hot seat is basically on Eve, Esau, and 2/3 niggas, man. Wicked Jakes, YNs, adulterous ass, quote, black people, Latino, and Native Americans, man. They're just wicked. They don't care nothing about the Lord, living their lives in evil ways. The Lord's coming after you, man. And coming after you damn devils too. You Edomites. You proud ass devils. So in your security, he's coming for you. And we told y'all that some bad weather is going to be coming after this Passover, because we've seen the blood moon during the Passover. That's a huge omen. And the Lord said he'd make the plagues of Egypt return again, which has a whole lot of natural disasters. You see the size of that hail that guy was holding in his hand? It was the size of a golf ball, man. That was extremely big hail. Look at that, man. And that's what the Lord did that to Egypt too, but he had even bigger hail that hit. So we ain't seen nothing yet. This is just the beginning. We're getting right into tornado season. We're going to expect, these wildfires to get terrible, hurricanes to get terrible flooding, earthquakes are predicted to hit. A lot of destruction is coming, man. The Lord ain't playing with Jake. This is Psalms 83:13. It says, "Oh my God, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind. As the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm." So the Lord is making these people afraid with these storms, man. So this is a prayer or a curse that's sent up to judge the wicked. And I first came across that video, my aunt had actually shared it. And she was like, damn, y'all people need to pray or get right, because you got smacked again. And she works as like an insurance claim agent, that drives around different parts of different states. And she says, as an adjuster to observe damage. So she's giving testimony and showing, how severe the weather has been. And like I said, St. Louis got smacked. It was like a month ago. My grandparents live out there, and a tree fell in their backyard and destroyed a fence behind that storm. So the Lord ain't playing, man. Like, at all. Look at the devastation behind that. This has happened like hours ago. So as the days go on, you're going to see a lot more reports as people begin to get power back and be able to charge their phones. They're going to start recording all this stuff and showing it. Okay. This is Isaiah 29:6. As thou shalt be visited of Yahweh of hosts, with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire. Okay, so thunder with earthquake and great noise, storm and tempest. Is that not tornado? Is that not tornadoes, man? Okay, and we're going to see earthquakes. You've seen the earthquake that hit Thailand and wrecked all them skyscrapers and buildings and apartments and stuff. So now we're seeing the tempest hit. And the flame of devouring fire. That deals with wildfires and thermonuclear destruction. So the Lord said he's going to visit this place with these things. This is 2nd Esdras 15:13. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful constellation. Okay, so you're going to have gigantic hail, man. I'm talking the size of freaking baseballs, maybe even bowling ball size hail when the Lord brings that plagues of Egypt again. Hey, all the crops going to fail. You're going to have a lot of starvations behind that. And a fearful constellation, well, you're already seeing that with these quote-unquote UFO sightings. People looking at the sky and seeing all these, unexplainable, vehicles in the sky. Just coming in U.S. airspace and then teleporting into a portal and disappearing. So this is prophecy. So keep watch, man, and send heaven prayers that the Lord preserve you from all these judgments that we're about to witness happen to this place. It's beginning. It's happening, man. I just did a lesson, earlier, going into the testimony in my neighborhood, or around the corner from my neighborhood, a freaking bear walking through there, man. Black bear. My kids went to school and said that one of the children there told him they seen the fucking bear, scale up the tree, was in his tree in his yard. Wild, man. And I'd have been living out here, shit, probably close to 14, 15 years. I ain't never heard no shit like that. The Lord's causing these beasts to change their places and come in these neighborhoods, sending storms, tornadoes in heavy populated area, diverse cities, earthquakes hitting. And he's just getting started, man. Because remember, the beginning of the new year in the biblical is during the spring. So Passover was back in March. So you got March, February, you got March, April, May. So we're basically in the third month of this new year. So and it's already starting to show signs of judgment. I already had a massive earthquake that hit Thailand. Okay, there's threats and talks of blackout, and there's impending doom and gloom of the shelves about to be empty in these stores behind these trade wars. So these times we living in ain't no joke. I hope y'all paying attention. So with that, Lord's will, lessons edifying. But I'm going to close out. Give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, great millstone, Tasha's truth and will well, and citation to hope like listeners, truth and honesty, sincerity. Shalom.